All right, ladies, I have a question to ask you. Are you giving too much of your power away? And she's nodding as I'm asking that question. This is what our next guest, author Vanessa Simpkins, wants to know from you. And guess what? There's a quick quiz that you can take to find out. In fact, she knows all too much about it. She wrote this book. It's called Take Your Power Back Now. And it's all based on personal experience. Tell me, Vanessa, first of all, welcome to Sonoran Living. How is it that you decided to write this book? What happened in your life?
Well, Terry, I was in an on-again, off-again relationship with a man for 8 years. And when I was 30 years old, this guy picks me up, throws me across a hotel room one night because I wouldn't have sex with him on his birthday. And I opened my eyes 2 inches from a plate glass window. And I think to myself, 2 more inches and that could have been the end of me.
Right.
I escaped to a taxi waiting outside, and I tell the guy, hit it, just get me out of here. And then it dawns on me, how did I become another statistic that you read about in the newspaper of domestic violence? And according to UN Women, as many as 7 out of 10 women will suffer some form of sexual and or physical abuse within their lifetime. And that's a lot of women.
Yes.
And that's why I'm so passionate, I'm so excited to be here on your show this morning, really talking about how women can overcome fear, because that's why they stay in abusive relationships or jobs where they're not being appreciated, take their power back, and thrive. Start creating a life they love.
Well, you know what? Fortunately, and good for you, you had that aha moment. And so many women have not had that moment yet. So there's a few questions that you are asking our viewers out there to ask themselves to find out, you know what? Have you given it away? What's the first question we want to ask
Right,
ourselves?
very subtly when women give their power. The first question is, do you avoid speaking your truth so you don't come across as confrontational or impolite? One of my clients went to get her hair trimmed, and they took off 11 inches of her hair. I mean, can you imagine going to the hairdressers and coming out bald?
No.
Right.
And not saying anything?
Right.
Most importantly, right?
And that's what it was. She was afraid of embarrassing the hairdresser. And we've all done that, right? We've all put others' feelings before our own.
Right, right.
Question number 2, do you let others decide for you instead of expressing your desires? How many times have you gone on a date, the guy's asked you, where do you want to eat, honey? And you say, I don't care, whatever you want. And then you wind out at Hooters eating pizza, right? There's nothing wrong with pizza. But how many times have you settled for less than what you deserve? Right? Why do women have such a hard time asking for what they want? Guys don't have this problem.
Right. Well, I think it's because we're perceived as being mean, bitchy, right? And that's what scares us, where we don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings. But at what point do you say, okay, enough is enough? How do you overcome that hurdle?
Yeah, stand up and own your power. What's wrong with having all of the fabulousness, all the wealth, all the happiness, all the pleasure that you can have in life?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I know there's several other questions, but let's get to another one if we can, because these are all very important questions that you should be asking yourself.
Question number
right?
3, are you working hard just to pay the bills instead of pursuing a passion-based career? What are the stories that you tell yourself? What are the limiting beliefs that you're believing that prevents you from really living a life you love? Why don't you decide to do both? Question number 4, are you staying in a less than ideal relationship because of finances? Now, this is the question I get asked the most by email. Women are, classically in relationships, they're staying there because of fear, because they don't make their own money. I say women need to make their own money so that you're in a relationship because of choice, because you choose to be there, not because you have to be there.
That's very important.
Yeah.
And you're right, a lot of women. And it's something that women really need to sit back and ask themselves out loud and answer it, and then make a decision.
Make a decision. Life starts when you make a decision.
You're teaching a workshop in Sedona. When is that?
That's on June 6th.
Okay, and this is for women.
For women how to really understand how to be radically honest with themselves is the first step. Take radical responsibility for your life. Put a plan into action to make change and really activate that plan. It's called radical self-love.
You just motivated me.
Yay.
That's what you just did. Thank you so much for joining us. And guess what? We have all of the information about Vanessa's event in Sedona on June 6th on our website. Go out and make it a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning.